Hey everyone, watching Ammo Jackson, and today in this video I'm going to talk about whether or not Gurren Lagann is still a good anime 10 years after it first aired. So yeah, Gurren Lagann's been around for a while. It first aired in 2007, which actually makes it 11 years ago, not 10 years. But anyway, it's been around for a long time. Back then, its story was amazing, and I do reckon that nowadays it is still rather good. It is still extremely unique, and I don't think there's another anime series that has a story quite like Gurren Lagann. And if there is, probably not as well executed as Gurren Lagann's story is. And to the point that the execution is so good that when I rewatch it, the story still feels very fresh and different than what we have today. Art-wise, Gurren Lagann is still very good. Okay, it's not as polished and perfect as the art styles of anime that we get today, but it's still very good. It's very striking. Even the movements are very striking because they go from one frame and a couple frames later the position is completely different. So it's a very striking art style and how they've done that animation and how they've drawn the characters, which still allows the art style to feel quite good and have as minimal aging as possible, which is a good thing for longevity for any anime. I do personally reckon it's really cool that the mechas in Gurren Lagann have faces and that you can see the emotions. And when the human characters are angry and whatnot or frustrated at something, the mechas move as if they are also angry and frustrated. It's actually rather good. It gives a little bit more of a comical side to probably a little bit more serious story. But yeah, I reckon that it's really awesome that the mechas have faces. A good example of a recent anime that the mechas have faces is Darling of the Franxx, which started airing this year. But still, while faces on mechas now isn't exactly unique to Gurren Lagann, I reckon that it is still awesome that they have it because it just adds elements that I reckon was needed for the show. There's a lot of lore in Gurren Lagann and I reckon it's really good. Like, we hear a fair bit about it, but at the same time, I was left wanting more. Like, okay, in the second half we got a fair bit as to why all the humans were pushed underground and whatnot, and okay, it made sense, but how did the Spiral Wars take place? Like, what exactly happened in the Spiral Wars? There's so many questions that I had at the end and didn't really feel like they were going to get answered. And to me, they didn't get answered. At the same time, you do get a lot of information about the backstory. It's just, I was left wanting more. I reckon that the setting is great. It's a post-apocalyptic kind of thing of, while it wasn't like nuclear warfare or any other form of warfare, it was just for humanity's own survival, they decided to go underground, which allowed the service to renew itself. I guess for a post-apocalyptic setting though, there's one thing that's missing, and that is like rundown buildings and whatnot, because everyone is in holes in the ground that's been covered over in soil. So there should be some form of like ruins of cities and towns and whatnot, and there isn't. There's one city and it is where the Spiral King lives, and it is like a utopia kind of thing. So, and in the second half of the series, they live in the city where the Spiral King once ruled from. So yeah, like, there should be a little bit more ruins, I guess, but there isn't. Now, considering I spoke pretty positively about Gurren Lagann, and there was only two things that I spoke negatively about it. Now, since I have spoken mostly highly about Gurren Lagann, and with only two negative comments, it should come as no surprise that I reckon that Gurren Lagann is still a really good series. It's very fresh still, like, you rewatch it and it's good. It doesn't feel old yet, like some anime do get. But yeah, like I said, Gurren Lagann is still a great series. I love it to bits. I know it's a very much loved series in the anime community. But anyway, that's all I have for you for this video today. Let me know what you think. Do you reckon that Gurren Lagann is still a good anime 10, 11 years after it first aired? Or maybe you don't think it is. Maybe you think it's a bit old and outdated. Let me know in the comment section below. I'm curious to see what you guys think. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like or comment down in the comment section below while you answer that question. If you want to see more content by me, then check out my channel. You might find another video or two that you like the look of. Or consider subscribing to me. Be a great help to me, and all of you get stay up to date when I upload more videos. Again, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all next time in the next video. See ya.